Welcome back to Going Solo. I'm Rick, and tonight we are going into the final killer in the Series 1 set. So we are starting Dr. Fright at Maple Lane. So let's go ahead and get the special rules out of the way before we dive right in, because there are quite a few of them for Dr. Fright. He is a little bit more complicated than most. So starting with Maple Lane, of course, we've been through this 4 times. So you probably already know Maple Lane, anything on the street is considered an outside space. If there's a victim in the house, then I have to use these special convince action cards to get in. And I can only search each house once. And after searching them, I put a token on them to indicate that they've been searched and they can't be searched again. A token like this. So it's just an X showing that that house cannot be searched again. That's pretty much all for the Maple Lane special rules. Then we have Dr. Fright. Now, Dr. Fright's a little bit more complicated. So, first, as part of the setup, we have this deck of cards here. And under it, you see that there are 4 Boiler Room cards, which I've already shuffled, and we place the Awake card on top of them. That's the special setup for Dr. Fright. So, not a lot of special setup, but the gameplay mechanics are a little different. Let me get my sheet here so that I make sure I don't miss anything. So, with Dr. Fright, you'll either be awake or asleep. When you're awake, you can move around the board normally, you can save victims, you can search houses, do everything else as normal. What you cannot do is attack Dr. Fright. He cannot take damage, or he cannot be attacked while you're awake. He is also not able to attack you while you're awake. He can still kill victims, but he can't attack the final girl while she's awake. Now, there are several ways to actually go into a sleep state. One of them is through terror or event cards, I believe. No, I don't think event cards will, because that's location. But some of the terror cards will put you to sleep. But if you want to choose when you go to sleep, you can use the short rest or the long rest cards. You would resolve the card as normal, but then after that, you go to sleep. Now, when you're asleep, you can still search houses. You can still move around the board. Victims will not follow you, though, so you can't save victims. And you and Dr. Fright can attack each other. And then at the end of each killer phase, you must resolve a Boiler Room card, and I'll go through that in just a moment. So the only way to wake up without a special card or something like that is to get through the Boiler Room. So, and I'm just going to do this as an example, and then I will shuffle them and put them back how they need to be. So, when you go to sleep, you take the Awake card, slide it to the back of the deck, and then you can flip the deck over. And you see it now says Asleep. Each round, or each time you resolve a Boiler Room action, you will slide the cards to reveal the next card. So to reveal the first card, you can choose to slide it either up, down, left, or right. So let's say I choose to slide it left. And you reveal half of the next card. If Dr. Fright is showing on this card, then he gets to attack you, and you can still defend as normal. If not, he doesn't attack you. Then the next time, let's say I decided to slide up, I would do this, and there's Dr. Fright. So he would attack me this time. But this is the only card that he's going to appear in the bottom right. So I can use that to my advantage to try to figure out where he might be. So the next time, let's see, he appeared on the right. So next time I might say I want to slide the card right, because that would only reveal the bottom right, and I knew he was not there. And then if I decide, let's see, I know he's going to be, so if I slide right again, oh, he's not there. But then I've resolved the boiler room. I would wake up. I shuffle the cards. Put the awake card on top of them, and they go back, and I'm awake. So now I'm back awake. So that is how the boiler room works. I believe that is everything. Let me just look over this one more time real quick. I feel like that went really quick. Yeah. Okay. So, now we can jump in. Sheila was suddenly awake and sitting up in her bed, sweat dripping down her neck. What was that? It felt so real. She ran downstairs to find her parents in the kitchen, like any other morning. What's wrong, honey? Asked Rhonda, seeing that her adopted daughter looked disheveled and out of sorts. I had a bad dream, Sheila said, taking a seat at the table. By the time she was halfway through the story and describing the scary man and the strange maze of pipes and steam, she wasn't sure which was more terrifying, the dream or the look on her parents' face. When she finished, her father Mike calmly stated, Sheila, go pack your bags. We need to leave. You have 10 minutes. No questions, her father said, cutting her off. We'll explain in the car. Now go. Okay, so tonight we are playing as Sheila. Our final girl is Sheila. She requires 6 saved victims to unlock her special ability. And she has 6 health, which I did not put out here. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. Put 5 in addition to her final health token, which is already there. And now we're ready to go. So, we start with an event card, as always. And it's the Smalleys. So place 2 special victims in the Smalleys house. It's going to be these 2. Each time one of the Smalleys is killed, increase bloodlust an extra 1. Okay. Alright. So I want to try to save the Smalleys so that bloodlust doesn't go up that high. But as you can see on the bloodlust track, there are a lot of triggers for the horror level to go up. I guess with it being Dr. Fright, that's reasonable. But anyway, so we've got the Smalleys out. And if they die, then we get an extra bloodlust when they die. And I take my 0 cost cards. And we can get moving now. Alright, so we start the game awake. So we are awake. He still gets to do whatever he's going to do to any victims. But he cannot attack us right now, and we cannot attack him right now. So I'd really like to have a weapon of some sort before I go to sleep, because when I do go to sleep, whether it's by choice or not, I want to make sure that I get some attack on him. Also, in addition to when you're asleep, something I forgot to mention, when you're asleep, you have to resolve 1 boiler room card at the end of the killer's phase, but you can solve as many as you want in your action phase. So you could resolve the whole deck in your action phase and then wake up and he can't attack you. Alright, so let's see what I want to do here. I think I'm going to stay here, try to get a search card, but while I'm here I'm going to try to bring down the horror level a little bit. If I have enough time, at the end, I make it a distraction as well to kind of knock it down to the green if I can. If I can. We'll see. We'll see how much the dice like me today. So I'm going to start with a focus. Got 2 dice. First roll of the game. And it's a success. Okay. I do lose 1 time. But the horror level does go down by 1. Now, if I stop now, I can get a distraction and a search. If I stop now, I can get a distraction and a search for the next round. Or I can try to get it closer. I really would like to have a weapon, so I'm going to stop now. Alright. I'm going to take a distraction for 3. And a search for 2. Alright. Now it is the killer phase. Now for his basic action, he targets final girl or victim, which while I'm awake, he can only target victims. So he targets the closest victims and attacks. But there's no victims in his space. And there's no movement on that card, so he doesn't get to move. So we get our first terror card. Never sleep again. Of course. So, horror level goes up 1. And I fall asleep. If you are already asleep, you may reset the boiler room deck if you wish. If you do not, resolve 1 additional boiler room card at the end of the killer phase. Alright, so I immediately fall asleep. Of course I do. So we flip that over. We are now asleep. Alright. And I wasn't already asleep, so I don't need to resolve the if you were already asleep. But now I am. Luckily, he didn't get to attack, though. Alright, it's the end of the killer phase. I have to resolve a boiler room card. So I've got to choose whether to slide it up, down, left, or right. I think I'm going to go left. And... yep. No Dr. Fright. Alright. That's going to be hard to keep up with. Okay. So no Dr. Fright on that one. I may put it over here where it's easier to access and just move it into camera when I need to look at it. Let me put it on something so I don't have to pick it the whole thing up every time. I'll just put it on the back of this. Straighten it up. And that way I can just pull the whole thing over when it's time. Okay. Alright, so no victims died. That's awesome. So there's no panic. And it is now my turn. But unfortunately, I'm currently asleep. So I cannot take these victims with me anywhere. Which it was my plan to do. But, I mean, let's see what we can do. Okay. But he didn't get to move either, so that's good. Alright, so we are back to me. I am, of course, going to first... oh, this should have gone back here when I picked my other cards. Okay. I'm, of course, first going to go for my distraction. Oh! I'm going to turn that into a success. with my weak attack, and well, I don't need my short rest right now because I'm already asleep. So turning that one into a success. So that the horror level goes down 1, and I gain 1 time. Alright, okay, so let's go ahead and do my search now. Ooh, dice are not in my favor right now. Let's do maybe a... What happens if I fail? Horror level goes up. Okay, yeah, if I gotta turn 1, because I don't want the horror level to go back up. And I don't want to lose 2 time either. Let's get rid of my focus and walk to make the horror level go back up. Or to stop the horror level from going back up. But that also means I get the top card of the southwest section, which is the pitchfork, and I'm going to put that right in my hands. Discard at any time to prevent the damage from a single attack. Okay, so that's something that I could possibly do. Now that I'm vulnerable, though, do I want to walk? I don't have any convince cards, so I need to get one. Speaking of, let's do that. I was hoping to be able to save the Smalleys this round, but it didn't work out like that because I fell asleep. Okay. Which I think Sheila is Sheila Smalley, so I think it's fitting that she starts in the Smalleys' house, because those would be her parents. Alright, anyway, so I think that's gonna... Do I want to walk? I don't know. I don't think so. He only has 1 space of movement, so he wouldn't be able to get all the way to me. So maybe I can save the Smalleys on the next round. If he moves twice, he could get to me. Okay, yep, I'm going to stay. I want to try to save the Smalleys. I want to stay. Okay, so I'm going to take a sprint card for 2. Take this focus card. Then I'm going to take a... convince card for 1. Do I want a distraction or do I want a guard? Or retaliation. I can get distraction and... No, I couldn't. Couldn't get distraction and guard, but I could get retaliate. Or I could get distraction and a close call. Distraction and convince. But I really need at least a guard. I'll just do... I don't know if he's going to get to me. So I don't want to spend all my points on that. Okay, let's split the difference. I'll take a guard and a sprint. 1, 2, 1, 2. Alright, and then these go back where they came from. Maybe I can get a distraction the next round. I just didn't want to leave myself open in case he gets 2 spaces of movement. Okay, so now it is back to his turn. He can hit me now. But for his for his basic action, he doesn't have anybody to attack. So that's good. Then he gets a terror card. Oops. Did you hear what happened on Maple Lane? 2 events, and then draw the next terror card. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Under construction. Roll a die and place the roadblock token on the exit. Victims may not be saved from that space. Oh, if it's mine, I am going to be frustrated. There it is, roadblock token. Okay, so roll a dice, and it is a 2. So it is the east. So here, victims cannot be saved from this exit. Okay, so that was our first event. Second event, fire. And with some bad luck, this might end up killing the Smalleys. In this case, I would prefer it go to the boyfriend's house, because that's less bloodlust that is going to accumulate. If it goes to the Smalley, then horror goes up 2 and the dark power gets revealed. Okay, here we go. Of course. Okay, so the Smalley's house is now on fire. All right. I need the fire token. Fire token, fire token. Come on. Ugh. There it is. All right. Fire token goes on the Smalley's house. All victims in the house or that panic into the house are killed. Both of the Smalleys immediately dead. And because of this card, each time one of the Smalleys is killed, bloodlust goes up an extra 1. So, 1, 2, 1, 2. Which means horror level goes up 2. We'll get our dark power in just a second. Let's finish resolving all of this first. You or enemies in the house take 1 damage. The house may no longer be entered or searched. Luckily, I already searched it. So I just need to move out of it on my next turn. Okay, and then draw the next tarot card. But first, we reveal our dark power, which is the Frightmare is inevitable. Dr. Fright may attack you even if you are awake. Alright, so now he can attack me when I'm awake, but I can't attack him when I'm awake. This does not bode well. And then the next tarot card, because I have to draw the next one, is We Are All Gonna Die. So he targets victims. It does specify victims. Moves and attacks. So let's resolve that first one first. He would go towards where the most victims are, which is either going to be this way, this way or this way. So north or south. I don't think it really matters. 2, he's going to go south. So he moves and kills. Bloodlust goes up. And then he targets victims again, moves and kills. So he goes in here, kills. Bloodlust goes up, which means the horror level goes up again. It went all the way from 3 to 6 in 1 round. So, if no victims were killed, 2 bloodlust, but victims were killed. So, don't need to worry about that. Now, we do have a panic. Oh, wait, but first it's the end of the killer phase. So let's bring this up here. We'll do a boiler room action. And I think I've got about a, let's see. So I don't know if he was on the top or bottom on this one, but there's a higher chance that he's going to be on the right on this one. I can't slide left because it has to reveal the next card, so I think I'm going to slide down. And he's not there. Okay, cool. Move that over. All right. So now we've got a panic phase. 3, so yes, this one runs out of the room. Good. Good for you. Run out of the room. Okay, I need to get to saving some people if I'm going to be able to do that at all. So, but there's no upkeep. My turn again. So first thing I need to do is get out of this room. I've got 2 sprint cards. I think I will go ahead and use one of them. Not great. Oh, I didn't pick up my... I'll pick them up this round, it's fine. Okay, I'm going to discard a walk and a focus to turn that into a success so that I can move 2 spaces. 1, 2. I saved a victim. Yay! And I'm going to take the 2 extra time. Alright, now I'm going to try to get up in that house in the northwest. Let's see what's there. The trash can lid, but I can't hold it at the same time as the pitchfork. Nah. I don't think I want it that bad. But I do want to see what's under it, so... And I do want to save them also. So let's go ahead and see if we can convince our way into the house. No, not at all. So that is a complete failure, not even a chance of success. So let's see. I can either return this card to the action tableau and lose 1 time, or I can keep my time, enter the house, but lose a health, but also immediately end my turn. I think I'm going to do that one this time. So that ends my turn. Alright, so we're going to take our 0 cost this time. But I've got 7 time. I'm going to take a distraction for 3. I'm going to take a search for 2. I've got 2 left. I don't need convince at the moment. He's on the other side of the board, so hopefully he wouldn't be able to get all the way to me. So I'm not worried about taking a guard or retaliate right now. I think I still have a guard, if I'm not mistaken. So with my last 2 points, I will just take... Let's just take another search and hold on to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, okay. Still within my card hand limit. My hand limit. Okay. So, these go back. And, Now it is his turn again. Alright, so there's nobody in his space for him to attack, so we go straight to a terror card. Hellish Pursuit. While asleep, you must resolve one additional Boiler Room card at the end of the killer phase, if able. Okay. So that gives him an extra 2 health. I still can't attack him if I'm awake, even though he can attack me if I'm awake. So, I have not searched this house yet. No, I have not. Okay. All right. So that's his terror card. Awesome. Nobody else died. That's great. So there's nobody to panic and no upkeep. So we're back to me. I am going to go ahead and search this house. Come on. Actually, before I search this house, I'm going to do a distraction. One and a partial. Ooh. Yes, please. Short rest and weak attack. I'm discarding to get my second success. So I can decrease this by 2. And I gain 2 additional time. Okay. Going in the right direction now, hopefully. Unless he kills 2 people in the next round. Then I'm right back where I started. Alright, so now I am going to search this house. That is a complete failure. So horror level goes up by 1, and I lose those 2 time that I got. If I take another horror level hit, I can take an item card. I'm not going to, and since I didn't successfully search, I can search this house again. Trash can lid's not that important to me, though. I don't even know why I tried to search for it. Alright, so let's go ahead and walk now. Okay, that's 1 success. And it's going to stay 1 success. So that's moving 1 space. Going to save this victim. I could decrease the horror level again. Let's go ahead and move this back down. Let's see here. The improvised card, which makes 3s and 4s successes. Ooh, that could help. Yeah, I'm just going to take the improvised card. Because I would really like to get 3 dice here sometime soon. So I'm going to take the improvised card. And then I'm not in a space where I can search. I kind of want to have some time so I can buy some things. I don't have another walk. And the only place I would go, I would just need 1 space to get. Alright. So, that's going to end my turn. I can get a maximum of 5 cards. I'm going to take these 2 0 levels. I'm going to take a distraction for 3. And I will take... Let's go ahead and take another sprint for 2. That way I can really get somewhere if I need to. All right. Distraction. And these all go here. I am currently still asleep, though. So, oh, that's right. Put that improvised card back. This one's still dead. It was this one. Victims don't follow me when I'm asleep. I forgot. So I wouldn't have even gotten this one either. I have messed up somewhere. So I'll just fix it right now by putting that guy back down and reducing my time by the 2 that I took. Because I've been asleep since the first round. So there's no way I would have been able to save anybody. Which does not bode well. But I am going to take a 2-time penalty for this next round to fix that. Okay. Now, it is the killer's turn. Again. There's nobody in the killer's space, so there's nobody for him to kill. Terror card. Road closed for construction. Didn't I already just get this? Under construction, right there. Okay, so in this one, it's the one closest to me. Do I have another one? They got 2 cards. I should have. Nope, I'm only seeing 1. Okay, then. I guess I will use one of these blank ones. To signify that victims cannot be saved at that space either. Which, they can't be saved anywhere right now. And another event card. It's raining. Place victims or panic victims at the intersection. Then move every victim that is in a street space to its adjacent house. Okay. So that means nobody's in the intersection. So this one goes here. This one goes here, which means they immediately die. This one goes here, which means they're going to die the next round. And that one goes there. All right. Oh, the Smalleys are already dead. But that's all the events we've got anyway, so it doesn't really matter. All right. So that's the end of the killer phase. So we are once again at the boiler room. Okay. So I don't know where he was in this one on this side. I don't know where he was in this one on this side. But I do know that if I go to the right, there's a 50% chance he's going to be in this corner. If I go left, it only reveals 1 square, and there's a 75% chance he'll be in there. If I go scroll down, it's probably like a 60-something% chance because I don't know if he was in this one. Or 75% chance he won't. Okay, so I'm going to go to the right. All right, okay. So, still no Dr. Fright. Excellent. Oh, and since I got this card, I have to resolve the last one. Okay, so I've got 4 top spaces showing, so there's a good chance they've all not got him, so there's a pretty good chance that he would not be in the top space, and where the deck is, I can only slide down, or I can slide right. If I slide right, so there's a good chance that he was in, I know he was in the bottom on this one. There's a 50-50 chance he was in the bottom on one of these. So I think I'm going to slide right, because then I'll only reveal one top space. Huh, okay. First time through the boiler room, and I made it through without dying. So just curious. I wanted to see where he was. Let's see. He was there. He was there. He was there. And he was there. Okay. But now I take these. I shuffle them up. I'm awake again. I've woken up. I can save people now. All right. I've made it through the boiler room. I'm now awake once again. All right. Now it's the panic phase. Did somebody die that round? Yes, somebody died because they ran into the fire. So we do have a panic. And luckily they are smart enough to run out of the house. And I can't save victims at either of these spaces. Okay. All right, and there's no upkeep. So we're back to me. Let's go ahead and attempt a distraction. Let's sacrifice a focus and a walk, because I've got 2 sprints. So we should be okay to do that. To turn one of these. So that got us down there a little bit. Okay. Where to next? I think I want to try to get up here and save these guys. So let's go ahead and do a sprint. Oh, no. Okay, so I lose a health either way. I lose 2 time either way. And I can move and end my turn now, or I can not move and get another turn. I don't have what I need there. Not in a space that I can search in. Let's go ahead and just... No, because if I want to move, if I was going to move one space, I would move up there so I could save that guy. I really want to go over there and save those people. But it is what it is. I'm just going to end my turn and not move. Right. I'm just going to end my turn without moving. So I've got 3 points. I'm going to take my 0 cost. I'm going to take a convince 2 points left. I'm going to take a... Let's take another search, because I'm going back in that house, so might as well. Okay. So that ends my turn. So it's the killer's phase. There's nobody in his spot for him to kill. We get a terror card. Better lock the door. He's going to target the final girl and move. Then he's going to target a victim or final girl and attack. His movement is now 3. So he's just 1 short of getting to me. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Then he targets a victim or final girl. None are in his space, and he attacks. During the next action phase, I may not move into any of the search spaces occupied by a victim. Okay. All right then. Fine. Ruin my plans. But at least he didn't get to attack, and I'm still awake. Which I don't know that being awake is a good thing right now. Because I need to start taking some damage off of him. Alright, so nobody was killed. So no panic, no upkeep. We're back to me. Alrighty, let's see here. I've still got a guard card if he does manage to attack me at some point soon. Let's go ahead and attempt a... I can't move into that house right now. So let's go ahead and attempt a sprint. Wait, I've got weak attack, don't I? I do. But then I can't save victims. 2 partials. I'm going to change dice for the next round. Okay, so I don't want to go back to sleep yet, so I'll discard the short rest. And since I'm not asleep, I won't be able to attack him, so I'll discard the weak attack. Do I have 2 others I can get rid of? Not really. I kind of need the rest of these. At least I can get close to being able to get in that house, maybe. So that the next round I can get in it. Hopefully. Okay. 3 would put me all the way over there, but if he gets another card that targets me directly, he would get right up to me. And he can't attack me. So I don't really want that. Okay, let's go ahead and get rid of a focus in one of our search cards, because we've got 2 of them. So we can turn both of these into successes. By turning both of these into a success, discarded both of those. I discarded both of those. Yep, I discarded 4 cards for this. Okay. So I've already reduced my time there. I get to move 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. So that I can convince my way into this house with 3 people on the next round while I'm awake. Okay. I can't convince my way in there yet, which means I can't search yet. He gets 3 spaces, so even if I moved another space, he would still be able to get to me, and I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in now. Okay. So, that's going to end my turn. I've got 5 points. I'm going to take a retaliate. Can I do a retaliate? No, I can't do damage to him while he's in the spirit realm or whatever, the dream realm. So I'm not even going to do that. I've got a guard, so that should be fine for now. Let's see, 5 points. I still would like to get to 3 dice. So let me go ahead and take a distraction. Even though if he kills somebody, that's going to negate all of that. And then 2 points left, I'm going to take a sprint. And then we'll take my walk and focus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Okay. Killer's turn once again. There's nobody in his space. First terror card. Grab your crucifix. If you have a crucifix, you may discard it to ignore the rest of this card. I don't have a crucifix. So he's going to target the closest victim or final girl, but victims come first. Move and attack. He gets 3 spaces. So 1, 2, because this would be the closest victim. Bloodlust goes up. And then he does the same thing again. So now the closest victim would be, let's see, he's 1, 2, 3 away from this one. 1, 2, 3 away from this one. Oh, he's definitely going to go up there. 1, 2, 3, and he's going to kill one of these people. Bloodlust goes up again. Now I fall asleep, if I'm not already asleep. Okay. So now, this is interesting. Every time he kills another victim, his bloodlust goes up again. Then, if I'm already asleep, the boiler room resets. If I'm not asleep, I fall asleep. So I guess this is kind of forcing me into end game a little bit here. But that's his turn. I've got 2 victims to panic here. I'm hoping they both panic out to me, because that would be awesome. 2 and a 4. One of them panics out to me. Okay. And we're back to me. Okay, let's see. Let's start with the ever futile distraction. 2 successes, amazing, okay. Let's go ahead and do, excuse me, let's go ahead and do a focus. One success, I'm okay with that. If I can get a distraction card on the next one, I might be able to get it down to 0. Or down to 1. So that I can roll a 3rd dice. Because that would be amazing. Next, let's go ahead and attempt a sprint. As long as I get 2 spaces, if I get 3 spaces, that's awesome. If I get 2 spaces, that's still okay. If I fail, got issues. Okay, I got a 1 success, so I got 2 spaces. Oh, crud. I can't just jump in that house and grab that person. I should have thought about that. Okay. I get 2 spaces. So, 1, save this victim. I'm going to take my 2 time. So let's see. The first one was a distraction where I got 2, so I gained 2. This one I only got 1, so I lost 1. This one, I lose 1. And then I gain 2 from that saved victim. And then I guess I will use my other movement to go into this house to search again. One success. Okay. So I take the top item. Trash can lid. And it will go in my backpack because my pitchfork takes 2 hands. Okay. And that would have lost me 1 time. I am going to go ahead and see if I can walk out here. One success, so I do get to move a space. I lose 1 time. I'm back down to 6. I really don't know what he's going to... I know he's going to kill that person, but then if his card tells him to go after... If the final girl is an option, then he would come after me because I'm the closest to him. So I could go ahead and try to convince. Let's do that. I'm going to see if I can convince this person to let me in. 1 success. Okay. So I do lose a time, but I get to enter this house. I've got 1 more walk card. I could save this other victim and grab that improvised card. Not yet. No. Not yet. So I'm going to end my turn there. Alright. I'm about to fall asleep, though. Hold up. I'm about to fall asleep. And it might take me a while to get out because every time he kills somebody and his bloodlust goes up, it resets the boiler room. Yep, let's try to save this victim. 1 success. Okay. That means I get to move 1 space. And I will save this victim. And I will reduce the horror level, because that gets me closer to the 1, which is where I want to be, because I need that other dice. And that will end my turn. Alright, so I've got 4 points. 4 points. I'm going to take my 0 cost. I'm going to take... I could take a Furious Strike, but I don't think I have movement. I have no movement. So I'm going to take a Sprint. Yeah, a Sprint. And with 2 left, I'm going to take a Close Call and a... I don't need the Convince, I don't think. Because there's no way I'm going to unlock everything. I mean, there's... Even when he kills this one, there's still enough victims on the board for it, but I just don't think it's going to happen. Okay. I'm going to take a close call, though. I'll take both close calls. There. It's done. All right. You can hear my dog outside. But anyway, so that's my turn. Comes to Dr. Fright's turn. He kills a person, which means I fall asleep. Which means when his round ends, I have to resolve boiler room cards. And I can no longer save victims, so yeah. Alright. Then his terror card is... Didn't you know they were already dead? If you have not saved any victims or your final girl card has been flipped, discard this and resolve the next terror card. Otherwise, remove one victim from a saved victim space on your final girl card. Then he targets specifically victim. So that is in my favor, I guess, a little bit. He specifically targets victim, moves, and attacks. So can he get to one? Let's see. He gets 4 spaces of movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, he can. And he kills that one, which means boop. Which means that would go around again. And if I had done anything in the boiler room, I would have to reset it now. But I hadn't. So, that's fine. I'm okay with that. That's the northeast. A crucifix might be helpful. Discard to ignore any horror level increase. Okay. And an enemy's movement. Or an enemy's movement when they're in an adjacent space. Okay. So. What we're going to do is first, we are going to... I don't have any search cards. Oh well. We're going to focus. Alright, so I lose a time, but I gain a horror level, which means I gain a 3rd dice. So good, we're good on that. I'm 4 spaces away from him, so even with 1 sprint, I wouldn't get to him. So sprint and weak attack, I can't do, or don't do any good at the moment. Close calls, I'll hold on to those. So I'm going to, I think, short rest, and that'll end my turn. Two successes, so I get 2 health back. I do lose a time. Now I got 4 time points to spend. And it's time to start thinking about how to kill this guy, because I've got 2 terror cards until his finale unlocks. So let's see. I'm not worried about searching right now. I've got my weak attack here. I've got my guard here. Should I get Furious Strike or Retaliate? Furious Strike or Retaliate? I think it's going to be Furious Strike, because I have a guard card. So if I take Furious Strike, if I can get to him, which means he would have to come out a little bit for me to be able to get to him, because I've only got one sprint card. Oh, I've also got 2 walk cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. Okay. So I might be able to get to him. Furious Strike and Weak Attack, each doing an additional 1 damage. So that would do 3. And that would do 2. So that'd take 5. It would take his Hellish Pursuit, which means I have to do 1 less Boiler Room action. Okay. So, yep, that's what I'm taking. I'm taking the Furious Strike card and my 0 cost. And then Short Rest and Focus go back here. And we are back to Dr. Fright's turn. There's nobody in his space for him to kill, so we resolve a terror card. Slash her. So let's see. He's closer to this guy, so he would go 1, 2, 3, and attack. Nope. Actually, he would not. So the first one does not have movement. So he targets a victim or final girl and attacks. But there's not one in his space. Then he targets one, moves, and then attacks. So then he goes 1, 2, 3, and attack. And all victims that are not in a search space panic. The only 2 victims left are in search spaces. So, alright. So, this goes. We would have to reset the boiler room, but we haven't done anything in it yet. I think we probably should have had to last time, though. So let me go ahead and see what would have happened. Let's see. I would have gone... Let's go down this time. Oh, and we got Dr. Fright. So, that would have been an attack. Since this is for the past, I'm just going to go ahead and take the damage. And then he killed another person, so the boiler room would have reset. All right. Okay. So, and now it's the end of his turn, so it's time for the boiler room again. I wonder if I can do the same thing, and maybe the same card's not there. Ah! Same card ended up there. This time, though, I am going to guard. See if I can ignore that damage. 2 successes, so yes, I ignore all damage. Hold up. Yeah. Okay. Come on. Okay. So he did kill somebody, but there's nobody to panic. No upkeep. Back to me. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's 5 spaces away from me. You know what? Let's go ahead and sprint toward him. I don't want to discard my weak attack this time, so I am going to discard a focus. Actually, let me just play one of my close calls. And I will just reroll one dice. Nope, that didn't get me anywhere. Okay, so yes, I'm going to discard my focus and one of my walks. So I can move 2 spaces. And then I can't move anymore. I can't get to him. So I want to end my turn here. Let me go ahead and end my turn here. So that if he comes after me, I can do retaliate, and then the next round I can do, and then when it comes back to me, I can do furious strike and weak attack. Okay. That's what we're going to do. Alright, so I've got 5 points. I'm going to take retaliate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, I got 1 point left. Nothing I can get for 1 point except a convince, so I'll go ahead and grab it just in case I need to discard one. These cards go back out into my tableau. That brings us to Dr. Fright's turn. There's nobody in his space for him to kill, so we get our last terror card. Oh my god, he's slicing off his own fingers! So he moves twice towards the closest victim or final girl. Okay. This is frustrating. Okay. So, he moves 2 spaces. He moves twice towards the closest victim or final girl. So obviously, 1, 2, 3, he's going to move to me. Because I'm the closest. He takes a damage unless he only has his final health token remaining. And he doesn't. So he takes 1 damage. If Dr. Fright took damage, 3 horror. Which he did. 1, 2, 3. That's frustrating. So that means I lose one of my 3 dice. Alright. And you and all victims in his space panic. So I panic. 3. Which means I go over here. Alright. That's the end of his turn. I am asleep, so I have to do the boiler room. And I haven't been doing it twice, so I'm going to have to do it twice. Okay. So, we've seen him in the upper right. So I think I have a better chance of sliding left. Crud. But I am asleep, so I can retaliate. Oof. Let's get rid of a focus and I kind of need the walk. Let's get rid of a focus and a convince. To turn that into a success, which reduces the damage by 2. So he only does 2 damage to me. And he takes 1 damage. Which means this goes away. Woohoo! Okay. Since that was there at the start of the turn, I guess I do need to... Well, because I didn't resolve 2 the last time anyway, so I probably need to anyway. But I know that it's not going to be on this side, so I can just slide this over, and there I've revealed another one. Okay. I'm almost awake, though. Don't really need to be awake right now. Oh, these should have gone back when I... Nope. They shouldn't, because they are different. Okay. Alright, so... there's nobody to panic. And no upkeep. So we're back to me. I'm going to start with a short rest. Ugh. Hate to see that. We're just going to do a close call and roll them both again. 1 success. Okay, I can live with that. So I do gain 1 health. While losing another time, obviously. I could walk into his space and then attack him twice, but then I'm stuck in his space. I could take a guard card. Oh, actually, the next round he will have his own... Let's see. If you are awake when this card is revealed, you fall asleep. While this card is in play, you are asleep for the remainder of the game. Reset the boiler room immediately upon exiting it. And now he gets to move and attack on every one of his turns. So. But it's just 1 attack. Okay. So I am going to walk. One success. I move 1 space. I will move into his space. I will weak attack. Two successes, which actually he takes an extra. He actually should have took an extra on that retaliate as well. Yeah, he should have took an extra on the retaliate as well. But now we're just at this attack. Got 2 successes, so I take no damage and he takes 2 damage. Okay. Then I'm going to do a Furious Strike. A complete failure. I take a damage. This goes up by 1, and it ends my turn immediately. Alright, so I'll take my 2 free cards. I'm going to take a guard. And hope that I roll well. Because this could be the end for me. There may not be a way out for me on this one. We'll see, though. Just play it through to the end, as always. Okay. Ooh, there's that. At any time. So I could do my guard first and then decide if I want to discard that. Okay, anyway. But that ends my turn, which means it is his turn. He attacks me. And I guard. Do I want to guard? I think I'm pretty safe in the boiler room right now. So yes, I'm going to guard. One success. Unless I discard both of these. A focus and a walk aren't going to do me much good right now. So I'm going to discard both of those to make that 2 successes, and I ignored all the damage. Alright, no panic, no upkeep. And yep, then I do the boiler room, which we've only got one more card, and if I slide it right, there's not going to be a Dr. Fright in there. So now I shuffle it. Still asleep though. I wish I had like a little table I could just like slide in here and slide out. That would be cool. But anyway. Yeah, that's the end of his turn. We're back to my turn. I have no cards. So it is going to be a immediate buy cards type of situation here. I definitely want to buy a retaliate at minimum. But I also get these back. So I get my zeros. I'll buy a retaliate for his attack against me that's about to come. I've got two points left. I'll take a guard also. There we go. That way, if I get caught in the boiler room, I can retaliate. I can possibly block that as well. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Alright. This stuff goes back. His turn again. And of course, he's going to attack me. And of course, I am going to retaliate. Ooh, not good. I can either discard 2 cards to block 2 damage and still possibly die, or I can discard my pitchfork to negate all of the damage. I'm going to discard my pitchfork. I think that's my best chance of survival. I took a risk on the last game and it did not work out for me, so I am going to discard my pitchfork. Okay. So that was his turn. Now we get the boiler room again. I don't even have a guard card right now, I don't think. I should. I do. So please don't let me get Dr. Fright. I'm feeling... my instincts are telling me to slide up. And my instincts were wrong. So we do take an attack from Dr. Fright. I'm going to try to guard against it. Please, 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 please. One success, which is 2 damage reduced. I only have 2 health. So it comes down again to if I have health under my final health token. This is gone. And I'm saved. Okay. For the moment, I'm saved. Let's make that clear. Alright. So, nobody to panic. During the upkeep phase, I am going to put the trash can lid in my inventory so that I can ignore some damage. I can ignore 3 damage. Okay. And that brings us back to me, and since I'm on my final health token, I get an extra dice. So he gets 4 spaces of movement. I cannot move that much. These were both done on his turn just now. Yes. Yes, the retaliate and then the... yeah, okay. Alright, so let's start with the weak attack. Two. So I do 1 damage to him. Then I'm going to... short rest. That should reset. Wait, the weak attack. Yes, it was 2, so I did 1 damage to him. Okay, perfect. Then I'm going to short rest. One. So I lose a time, but I do gain 1 health. Let's see, for him to not go after me, I would have to get more than 3 spaces away from him. I really need a guard card. I've got to get a guard card. But before that, let's go ahead and walk. Walk, maybe? If I walk, I can come down here. He's going to follow me. Then the next round, I can maybe go into this house, and he would go over here. So he wouldn't attack me that round. So maybe. Maybe. Okay. Let's go ahead and walk. 3 successes, so I get 2 spaces. And then I'm going to just go ahead and discard my focus card to get an extra time. Those don't go back yet. Alright, so I've got 5 time. I've got to take a guard card. Otherwise, there's no way I'm surviving. With 3 points left, I will take my 0 cost. And an improvise, I think. Give me a better chance at succeeding on the critical blow that I hope to get next time. Okay. Alright. So that ends my turn. It is now his turn. So he is, of course, going to come after me. He's going to attack, but I'm going to guard. I have to get at least 2 successes. Okay, then. I need to be able to walk. So I'm going to get rid of the focus and improvise to turn this one into a success so that I can stay in the game one more round and ignore all the damage. Now I've just got to get through the boiler room without getting attacked. If I get attacked, I'm gone. Alright, and I think my best chance... So I think my best chance is going to be to slide up again. Because there's only one more that's on the bottom out of the 3 cards that I haven't revealed. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and just slide this around. I will need something more rigid for next time, but there we go. Okay. So I did not get attacked. Now, that's the end of his turn. There's no panic, no upkeep, and it's my turn. I am, of course, going to walk. I'm not going to be able to get that critical blow card, but that's okay. Two spaces, so I could, or 2 successes, so I could move 2 spaces, but I'm only going to move 1 because he is going to target that victim. I'm using that victim to save my own life, to let me stay in this for one more round. Alright, and that's all I've got. So let's see, I've got 5. Five. Okay. I could do a retaliate. But once he kills that victim, the boiler room's going to reset, and I won't know which way to go. There's only 1 guard card left. I can't get both the retaliate and the guard. Let's go ahead and get these 0s, because I know I'm going to need them. So let's see. He only gets to move once. And he gets to move 4 spaces. I should not be rolling 3 dice anymore. I should only be rolling 2 dice. Alright, but he only gets to move once, and he gets to move he only gets to move 4 spaces. If I take both sprint cards, that's going to take a toll on my time, though. Oh, this is difficult. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to take a sprint. For 2. And an improvise for 3. And hope that I can maybe get far enough away from him that he won't be able to get to me. I don't think I'm going to be able to, though, actually. But I've already done it, so. And I did not take a guard. Oh, but he's going in there, so maybe. Okay. So I will have another round after this. Improvise. Okay. All right. Now, that is the end of my turn. So it is his turn. He targets the victim, which he kills, which means the boiler room resets. And now it is the end of his turn. So I have to face the boiler room. Alright, so last time, first one was on the bottom. I shuffled, so I'm hoping first one is not on the bottom this time. Alright, I'm okay. Okay, perfect. Alright. No upkeep, no panic. My turn again. Let's go ahead and take a short rest. See if I can get some health back. Apparently not. And I'm going to end my turn completely. Yep, I can't even... Alright. I do gain a health. Horror level also goes up. I lose a time. And it ends my turn immediately. So now I can't even run. So I definitely want to take a retaliate. For 4. I'll of course take these. And I've got 1 point left, and it's going to be a close call. Okay. I think this is the longest game I've played in a while. Alright, so since that immediately ends my turn, then we are back to his turn. So he's going to move over here. To me, of course. He's going to attack me, and I'm going to retaliate. And hopefully roll 2 successes, because... Oh no, 1 success would be alright. But I am going to retaliate. Really? No successes at all. Oh, I've got a close call. Close call. One success. Okay. Do I have stuff I can discard for that second success? A walk and a focus. To make it 2 successes, so I take no damage, and I deal 2 damage instead of 1. Alright. Alright. So, that was his turn. Now if I can just avoid him in the boiler room. I don't think going up again is a good choice, so it's either going to be left or right. I think I'm going to go left. Oh no! And I do not have anything to negate that with, which means he does full damage to me, and that is the end of the game. So, thank you for sticking with me. I know this one has been a little bit longer than normal, but thanks for watching.